Laptop. Great, we are recording. So let's go ahead. What I'm going to do is just go through and kind of tell you some basics. Some of it is stuff that your enroller might have gone over. Some of it might be stuff that you don't know yet. And then jot down any questions you have. And after I go through all of this should only take a couple of minutes, then we can answer questions specifically that you have. Or if anyone else jumps on, we can answer their questions too. Okay, so first thing I want to tell you is to make sure you are on our team pages, that you know what they are and what to look for in there. So on Facebook, we have two team pages. So there is a Rise, which obviously you're both on because, or everyone's on here would be on that because you saw the notification for it on there probably. But make sure that your notifications are on for that page. And that you are checking in daily. Because I do notice sometimes Facebook's always changing their stuff. And even though I have my notifications on, like I noticed recently I wasn't getting all the notifications on some of them. Like for a couple of days it had disappeared. So just kind of get in a habit of checking those each day if you can, just to make sure you know, sometimes if there's special team meetings going on that we're doing, or if there's special deals that the company offers, we want to make sure you see that stuff's going to be posted on there. So there's a Rise, which is, if you look at them, it's a much smaller page. And then we have Team Believe, which has an incredible amount of knowledge and documents and files on there, but it's a much bigger page. So we started a Rise just to kind of have a place to be able to talk individually, you know, and not feel like we were on a huge team page. So, okay. So that is that. The next thing I want to tell you, and I don't know, you know, the ones that are listening, I don't know how long you've been in the business, but if you don't have your kit yet, I don't want you to feel like you have to wait for that kit to come to get started. This is a business that can be run entirely on social media if you choose to run it that way. So you can start the minute you decide to join this business. Your business is up and running. You don't have to have your kit or, you know, anything in particular to get started other than just sharing it. So that is super important too. I think sometimes we think we need to have everything, or we need to have all of the knowledge, and that is what we as your leaders and your enroller are here for, are to answer those questions. If you're waiting until you know everything to get started, you're never going to start, because you're never going to know it all. You know, and I've been doing this for 4.5 years. And I have seen that more times than I can count, that the people that feel like they need to get it all in line before they start, they find that they never really get started, because they never feel confident enough to just step out and do stuff. So get in that habit of just doing it. You know, it's like I tell my kids, like, do things afraid and then figure it out, you know, jump in and do it. This business is the same way. So just jump in and get started, and then you can figure it out as you go along. And you know, I want you to know that you are never going to bother any of us on this team page by asking tons of questions. You can post them on there. You can reach out to your enroller directly. You know, if they aren't getting back to you in a timely manner and you have other questions, you can reach out to any of the other leaders on the team page. Like, that's what we are here for. And we love when we're getting those questions from you, because that helps us to know who's really in this business to run, and who we can really work with. You know, we want to be here to train you and lead you. And so the more questions you ask, the happier we are as your leaders. We love it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is eSuite. So if you haven't gone to eSuite yet, I'm seeing some of your faces pop up and it's making me smile. Okay. It's much nicer talking and seeing some of you than just talking to all the names. So anyway, yeah, if you haven't gone to eSuite yet, it's esuite.myitworks.com, and you'll log in with your distributor ID, which if you're new, it should start with like a 1 and 7 or 8 other numbers, and then whatever password you set up whenever you were doing your enrollment form. So log in there. You'll have a tax question to answer, just to verify your tax information, and then there is a ton of amazing info on there. So get on there and just start browsing around. There are training videos. That's where you'll go to see it's like your office that you'll show up at every day. It'll show you your customer info, your commissions will be posted there. Just browse around and then ask us questions as you find things that you have questions about. It's kind of like, if you were starting a new waitressing job, you'd kind of have to get to a spot where you get familiar with the menu and what's going on. And that's what logging into eSuite and even just browsing through your personal website, that's what that's going to do for you. You don't have to wait until you know every single product and every single ingredient in it and what it's going to do, but you want to at least start, being able to help answer people's questions. So get out there and start to just browse around at some of that. And if you have questions as you're scrolling through, then ask us, like, hey, I saw this product that I don't understand, or whatever that is. Ask us once it arises, but definitely be browsing through some of that. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you about are your goals really quickly. So your very first goal that that we as your leaders would tell you to do is you want to get 5 loyal customers within your first 30 days. And the first one of those you'd like to try to get in within 72 hours. If you're already past that 72-hour mark, it's okay. Just get 4 more. Do 4 within the first 30 if you're already past that. So getting a loyal customer, if you're not familiar with what a loyal customer is, that is just basically a customer that orders 1 product a month for 3 months. And then they get the same discounted price that we pay. So some of you might have started out as loyal customers and you're familiar with what that is. And some of you maybe are brand new and don't know what that is. So a lot of that is explained on, on eSuite and on some of the things on the team pages. But again, we are here to answer those questions for you. So by doing that first goal, so if you're able to do your first loyal customer within 72 hours and then 4 more for a total of 5 within 30 days, then you get a $150 product credit that you can use for whatever products you want in or business tools or whatever. If you miss the first one in 72 hours, don't quit. If you get 4 within 30 days, you still get a $100 product credit. So make sure that, that should be your first goal. That should be where your focus is. And the way I think to really kind of hammer that out, you're probably thinking, okay, well, what do I do? Or how do I get those first 4 or 5? It's really just, I want you to sit down with your enroller if you haven't done this already and make a list of some people. And it can be, we sometimes call them like your chicken noodle soup list. Like if you were homesick and needed soup, who could you call that would come and help you out? Those are the easiest people for you to reach out to first because it's comfortable. You're not afraid to ask them for help. And so reach out to them. And by scrolling through some of those products, you can easily find a product that you think will meet their needs. So you're really helping them. You're showing them a product that will meet whatever their need might be. Maybe it's your mom and she has wanted to lose a few extra pounds, and you can look at some products that you want to be able to recommend to her. And then you can get them discounts and stuff. By being a loyal customer, they get all of these extra perks. So finding that list of chicken noodle soup people is super important. If you haven't done that yet, like literally as soon as you get off of this Zoom, make that list. I would recommend try to get like 25 names or so on there at least to start, and just start going through that list. And there are posts on the team page that hopefully your enroller has tagged you in, or at least like kind of pointed out to you. If not, let us know and we'll get you on them. But these posts have some really great like wording and tools to kind of help you reach out to those first couple people, like what you would send in the message or what you would post for some of your first couple posts. And then you can take those, you can kind of copy them onto your screen, like copy and paste them, and then just retweak the wording so that it sounds like you and what you would say. And then you have that kind of basis for your first post. Make sure you are in communication. I mentioned this in the beginning about checking into the team page daily, but be in communication with us as your leaders and with other people on the team as often as possible. If you can even do that daily, just in little ways, and you stay plugged in, it's going to be a lot easier for you to stay consistent in your business. And consistency is huge. It is what makes or breaks your business. This is a business, not, you might have started for whatever, to earn some free product or to replace a full-time income. It doesn't matter. Regardless of why you started, you have to show up every day. If you were going to open a store downtown for some reason, if you don't open your doors every single day, your customers are not going to be able to come in and access it. So even if your open is by posting on social media or reaching out to people, you need to make sure that you are open and consistent every single day. It doesn't mean you need to, spend 10 hours a day doing stuff, but you need to make sure you're being consistent. That is probably the thing I would emphasize more than anything else that I would talk about tonight is about consistency. And just by being a part of the team page and staying connected, you'll find it a lot easier to do that because you'll be constantly kind of fed and getting ideas of how to stay consistent and what to post. Where if you're not connecting with people on the team page, you're going to feel like you're out there floating and not knowing what to do. So be purposeful in reaching out and doing that. And the last thing I really want to go over with you on a business perspective is just to tell you to be patient. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There are people that do this at all different paces, and all of those are okay. If you were to start a traditional business, one, you're going to do it for a lot more than $99 or even $20 for some of you, but you're not going to make money the very next day. It's going to take, sometimes in most traditional businesses, years and years and years to make an income. And this business is much different in that you can turn an income from the first month, the first week, whatever it is. But it doesn't necessarily, you might not turn around and make $100,000 this year, and that's okay. You need to be realistic and recognize that like every bit of income you're bringing in is income. And so just by being consistent, you get what you put into it. And so whatever it is that you want out of this business, be consistent with what you're putting into it to get that back. And you will have struggles and slow seasons in this business, just like you do everything else in life. But just make sure that, we're here to help you push through those. And the more you have the team surrounding you, the easier those are to overcome as well, because you don't feel like you can ask, we've all been there and we're here to help push you through some of that as well. So yeah, that was kind of the sum of everything I had for you. Actually, I do want to tell you about some of the apps that I use too. So let me pull this up. So there are a couple apps I use for my business. So I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to do, okay, there. So on It Works, I have them saved. There are 3. So the It Works Office app is the one I use the most often. That one is where it's kind of like a modified version of eSuite. So I can check volumes. Sorry, my dogs are going to bark. Okay. So yeah, the eSuite, you can check volumes. You can enroll customers and distributors directly from there. You can get on and shop yourself, or if I have someone ask me a question about a product and I need to look it up, or I forget, or I want to take like a screenshot of the ingredients or something to send to someone, that is always the app I go to find it. The center one that was on there that I showed you, the Wrap app, I don't use that one super often, but it has a timer and stuff on it and a place to post before and afters for your personal wrap results, or if you're out wrapping someone. So those are the only times I really use that app. And then the other one that's called It Works, it just says It Works. That one is actually a link to your virtual wallet. So when you get paid, that's where you can go in and transfer it to your bank account, or you can set it up to happen automatically, and then you don't need that. Those are the apps that are out there, just so you know what we have. And then there's tons of other info you'll learn as you go. But all of the resources you need are out there. You don't need to overwhelm yourself with tons of details. I'm sorry now. My husband walked outside and my dogs are jumping, so they're gonna bark because they heard the door. But anyway, just just so you know, there are tons of resources available to you. You can grow this business as big as you want it to be, and you are in the right place at the right time. This company has, we've been around for, if you're not familiar with our history, we've been around for 17 years now, almost 18. We are completely debt-free, and we are on track to reach $1 billion a year in sales. And that was billion, like with a B. So this company is exploding in growth. And we're still, like, when you look at numbers of distributors worldwide, like, we are still not much over 100,000. I haven't heard a really recent number. It's probably like mid 100,000s. worldwide. And some of these big companies that have been around for years, they have millions and millions of distributors, and people are still being successful. So you're sitting in this place where you have a world, literally a world full of people. We're opening new countries all the time. And you have the ability to, to reach out to anyone and everyone. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to work to expand that network. Sorry. Or go. So I'm going to mute myself while they are barking and having their fit. And you guys tell me if you have questions. You can type them in the chat if you have your video off, or you can just jump on and talk to us too. And I would love to hear kind of what your thoughts are, what questions you had as we went along. And Sarah, Jen, Heather, jump on and, add anything that maybe you think of that I missed, or just anything you want to say in general. Or we can just sit here in awkward silence too.
Hello. So I cannot stand silence.
I know, right? I was thinking, like, what should I do?
Oh my gosh. I think so good, Sheena. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think that is everything that you hit, like, and that's the thing, like the business part, I feel like we can teach anybody. The biggest thing that I would say is getting your mind right and making sure that you're focusing on where you want to go, not necessarily where you are, or even giving space to why the possibility of this might not work, kind of a thing. Not even allowing yourself to go there, but really something that I have taken very serious recently was writing down affirmations over your life, over your business, over different areas within your life of things. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am this, I am that. I people are drawn to me. I have an opportunity that people want. Making sure that we all know that our words have power. So making sure that those words are speaking life over us. I think that is something that I wish I would have taken a little bit more serious in the business, because I think, especially with social media, I have a love-hate relationship with it, but like you can really be looking on that and be thinking everything that you're not, right? I mean, you see this amazing mom who's handling all these things as a wife and as a working mom, and she looks amazing all the time, and you're just like, wow, like I'm just not nailing it, or you could just change her and shut that down for a hot second and just be present where you're at and choosing to see all the ways that you're able to be a part of, all the things that you've been able to be involved in that day, and celebrating those. Your journey is your journey. And as Sheena said, you might have started for different reasons. Some people obviously start for the money. Some people start for the relationship. Some people start to try to find identity. But like, whatever that is, write it down. Write down your goal. Spend time visualizing that every single day. What does it feel like? Who's there? What is your dream person? What does your team look like? Who are the people that you want to do this business with? God has been connecting me with people that it's been amazing, that have been on my mind and on my heart for sometimes years, that it's just a different season. And it's not about being necessarily even like, loud and proud, but sometimes it's being in the quiet, the stillness, the confidence, knowing that you have an opportunity at your hand to share with other people hope for financial, hope for spiritual, hope for relational, hope for physical. Guys, this is, like, as Sheena said, the right company at the right time. We get to touch on every single aspect of people's lives. It's not just the beauty part with makeup. And I love like direct sales. So if makeup's somebody's thing, then that's their thing and that's okay. But something for me that I have fallen in love with, that it's by the grace of God, because I had no idea the foundation of this company when we started, but they are just God-fearing people who are led by the Spirit. And is it perfect? No. Right? I mean, nothing is perfect. We're human, but their heart is wanting to do right and wanting to grow. And I think something like I was saying that I've taken great pride in is that we get to address the whole person. It's about a lifestyle. It's not about a quick fix. It's not about just, one simple piece. No, I'm going to talk to you about physical, but I can't talk to you about physical without talking about mental and about your heart and about, all those things that weave together, because my goal is not just to sign a team member. It is not just to sign a customer. It is just help set people free. And that's what I believe that this company can do for us physically. That's what I believe it can do for us spiritually, emotionally, and financially. And we have to be confident in that and put that out. If you're brand new, grab onto people's coattails. Jen, Sarah, Sheena, and I, we've all been here. I think Jen's like 2.5 years and up to 5. So yeah, Sarah's 4. Sheena's about that 4.5, right? Sheena, something like that. So, grab on and just learn to know the business part. Like Sheena said, we are always here for you. That's the team pages. Hop on there, ask a question, private message us, whatever, and ask that. That part you can always learn. Do not be intimidated by that. Take this as an opportunity to learn, how do I get to grow? And don't allow fear and defeat and all those things to try to come in your mind. Try to separate yourself and say, what am I learning right now in this process? Because I guarantee you, all of us that have been in here for, even a year, even 6 months, your mentality, your vision has changed. It's gotten deeper. You've gotten rooted because you've grown so much personally. It's been scary. We've set goals we haven't reached, but the growth that you have made in the process, don't lose the ability to learn from that just because you didn't reach your goal. I think so many times we get to this place where we want to set a goal and we don't reach it and we feel defeated. And I'm just like, no, I'm going to choose to take this opportunity and be like, you know what? God, you must have something pretty amazing that I had to come up against that thing. What am I going to learn from that? That whole failing forward thing. I'd much rather somebody see me fail than see me not do anything at all. So know that we believe in you. We are here for you. You've been prayed here. You continue. Your whole family's, you're part of a praying team. So you are here on a purpose, by purpose, and we just believe in you. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Sheena, so much for going over that too. But I think a big part too for me personally is just the mindset, the visualization, and the affirmations for my life and for the business.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have anything you want to add? I don't really know that. Every time Heather speaks, there's nothing else to add. It's just mic drop. Boom, I just threw my pen. I
no, I was like, you know what? I don't really need to say anything. I don't want it to feel like I have to always talk.
No, I'm just glad you always do, because we love you so very much.
Yay, Sarah unmuted. What's up, lovey?
Hey, guys.
Hi, beautiful.
How are you?
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Like Sheena and Heather already said, you guys have the bases all covered. So I'll just come in with a little love and be like, if you ever need to pick me up, I'll sing you a song. I'll give you a hug. I'm a preschool teacher. I'm good at that kind of stuff.
Song! Yeah, you are. Song girl. You will sing that song.
But anyway, for reals though, if you just need to forget about things and just need someone to make you laugh.
And that's why,
I'm not the best advice giver, but I'm a darn good listener. So.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. That's what's so special about this team, and what it's so hard to explain to people is that right there, the heart of the team, the heart of the relationships and the friendships and the things that you will gain from being a part of this that are so much more. Yes, we say we get into this business for money, almost everyone, but that's not what, the money is great, but it becomes the secondary thing that doesn't even matter when you realize you have this support system that we all so desperately need. And Sarah just summed that up in her sweet little sentence. And so, yeah, perfect. Jen, I see Jen's comment. We love you too, Jen. Gosh. So All right. Well, yeah. Anything else? We can keep this short, and then we can make it I'll post it on the team page, and people can jump on and watch it, when they get a chance. So, all right. Love you guys. We'll see you later. I don't know.